Hello, this is Marcus Toole, and this is the pine straw video part 2 of me collecting pine straw under the longleaf pine trees on the Winlow Pine Plantation. This is that big pile of straw that I showed you earlier. I took some straw from it as well as straw from some of the other piles. I've divided this pile into two as well. As you probably remember, I found a nest of red carpenter ants in this pile. Now, red carpenter ants don't like being disturbed, and they tend to run and go down into the ground when you mess with them. But this pile was so big, what I did is I was able to get about a third of the pile without taking these ants with me. And then I divided the pile into two piles. And that pile, which is the new pile, will not have ants when I come back tomorrow. This one probably will have ants, but what I'll do is I'll disturb it real good, and the ants will go into the ground while I take that pile to the van. And then when I come back, the ants will be in the ground, and I'll be able to take the rest of the pile. Carpenter ants are way easier to deal with than fire ants. I'm just very thankful it was carpenter ants and not fire ants. If it had been fire ants, I would have had to use some sort of poison to get rid of them before I'd be able to get any of that straw. So I've been very lucky that none of the piles of straw have had fire ants in them. Okay, we're going to just do a little quick ride to the van, and then I'll call it the day in terms of the video. But just give you a sense of, you know, with this pine plantation, you can, with a small vehicle like this, it's easy to drive through it. You'll notice that there are some trees that are actually in the rows. Those are volunteer loblolly pines. Loblolly pine is what we normally grow on most parts of the pine plantation. That's the most popular pine for commercial production of paper and timber. Longleaf pine doesn't grow as fast, but the state of Georgia has had a program where it was literally paying people to plant longleaf pines, convert agricultural fields. This used to be an agricultural field, and the state of Georgia actually paid us to convert it over to pine trees. So we converted it over to the longleaf pine.